Cancers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tino Merkaba, and in today's video I'm doing Venus and Cancer, obviously. But before I continue, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I would love your feedback. Once again, thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Oh my god, I get like 2 subscribers, at least 3 now, like every week, and that's so fucking amazing. Make sure to check out my other YouTube channel, Avocado Man, where I will be doing other things that are not astrology. If you would like a reading from me, hit me up on my Instagram, and I will give you a menu of the different birth chart readings that I provide. So yeah. So guys, Venus and Cancer. So what is Cancer, first of all, right? What is the archetype of Cancer? So Cancer is ruled by the 4th house. The 4th house is the house of our roots, like where we come from innately. Do you know what I'm saying? 9th house is more so like the culture of it, and that's why like Cancer is exalted in Jupiter, and Jupiter being a home in the 9th house. But for the most part, 4th house is doing with our family, how we were raised. You know what I'm saying? Like those really tender parts of ourselves. Because if you think about like your entire life has been shaped, and like your entire character has been shaped based on how you grew up as a child, and that's basically your 4th house. You know, and then when we add the moon is how we emotionally react to things, right? Because the 4th house is already a water house, right? And then the moon is also it's basically a watery planet, you know, because that's the world we live in. It's basically the world you react in. Like everything that you soak in, that's like the world that you live in. Think about when you're talking to yourself, that's your moon sign, you know? So if we add the moon, 4th house, and then we have cardinal water, just think about how much water that is, guys. Like that's a lot of watery, behind the scenes, dark. And by dark energy, I just mean energy that isn't brought to the light, like fire signs or air signs, you know. It's an internal sign, Cancer. So we have cardinal water also, right? Cardinal meaning they initiate and bring forth water, emotions, feelings. Yeah, emotions and feelings and intuition, you know what I'm saying? So if we add all of that shit together, right? If we're adding somebody who initiates and creates new ways of how to feel about the way that they react, and they are reacting to their 4th house, which is things that make them comfortable, their privacy, private matters, you know, private issues, things dealing with your domestic circumstances in terms of like, you know, food, your home, like the comfort of your home, basically making sure there's food, like blankets, cleaning your home, even though cleaning is more so like 6th house, but just generally things like that. You know, you're reacting and responding to family, you're acting and responding to comfort, basically. You know, if you think about your moon sign generally, you're always going to do things to make yourself feel comfortable. And you're going to use your sun sign, your Mercury, your Venus, all of that to make your moon sign feel comfortable. So just think about how important the moon generally is in everybody's birth chart. And just think about how important Cancers are generally in the world, you know. Because, I mean, without the moon, like, I think we're kind of screwed. I mean, without the planets, but the moon is, like, definitely top 1, and then the sun, and then our own planet. But just think about, like, if our planet has to just be alone, like we need the moon and we need the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like that's our most important, like, 2 resources in terms of, like, I guess energy, you know, shit like that. So if we put all of that in Venus is how we love and appreciate, you know. It's basically our love language. It's things that we do love and appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Things that we're willing to compromise with, things that we're willing to things that we're willing to kind of share in a way, you know, so that you're happy, I'm happy. Yeah, but if you're happy, I'm also happy. But if you're really happy, then I'm really happy too. You know, that kind of thing. So if we put all of that 4th house Cancer cardinal energy into Venus, this is somebody who loves and appreciates caring about things that make them comfortable. Whether that's people, places, or things, they care very much, deeply about the things that make them comfortable. Like I said, whether it be people, places, and things. With people, this will definitely be family members, because 4th house does rule family. So definitely like people, even if it's like people that aren't really family members in terms of blood, but if a Cancer Venus person considers you close to them, it won't even be a thing of like you guys are friends. Like they consider you as like a cousin or a sister, you know, and they gonna treat you somehow with the same care as they do with like someone who's really close to them, or someone that they have emotional connections with. Because with water signs, it's not really about what makes sense. Because if you make them feel comfortable, if you make them feel like you guys are able to relate the same emotional experiences that you guys have been through, then you can connect with that. Then a Cancer is like, oh, okay, they can be comfortable with you because you guys have like a means of like connection. You know what I'm saying? Like Cancers love and appreciate when other people, they relate to people who have gone through similar things in terms of emotion, like similar emotional experiences, or they love and appreciate people who can like connect to whatever experiences that they have gone through, you know? Because, okay, let me put it like this. A Cancer is gonna initially care about shit that you care about, right? So if you, for example, connect to an experience that made you feel whatever type of way, a Cancer is gonna care about that feeling, and they're gonna nurture that feeling, right? So if you come to a Cancer and you tell that Cancer, I really don't like this person because this person did A, B, C, D, E, F, G to me, right? That Cancer is gonna care about that. They're gonna care about what that made you feel, right? So how they're gonna show their care is, how they're gonna show that they care about you is if that person comes, then they're gonna protect you, right? So this is what makes Cancers kind of like Scorpios in a way. Well, what they share is like they will always protect you, you know, like the protection energy. Only Scorpio does it in a more so territorial way, and Cancer does it in a more like a motherly, trying to protect my child kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because wherever you have Cancer, that's kind of where you have like motherly energy. You know, just think about how your mother like protects you and like doesn't want anything bad to happen to you. Even though it can be a bit smothering, which I will get to a bit later, you know, like the cons of the Cancer energy. I'm not trying to offend any Cancer, I'm just stating the facts, just stating experiences. But yeah, generally, like if you, like I said, like before, if you express to a Cancer that something has happened to you and you have connected with that emotion, obviously because you've gone through the emotional experience of that, then that Cancer is going to care about that for you, and they may care about it way more than you actually care about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important for you, like, because you may be, see, if you're a Cancer Venus and you're around maybe like an Aquarius or a Gemini or a Libra or a Sagittarius or an Aries, you know what I'm saying? And they can like somewhat sense that you are a caring person, you know, and they tell you something because in that moment, especially air signs, because they're like intellectually formulate that, okay, you are somebody that connects to things, right? But they may not really overstand it in terms of like knowing how it actually, like the experience of being a Venus in Cancer and actually caring about it. They may just logically understand like, oh, okay, you're somebody that you're going to be on my side if I tell you this, right? So and because they like to communicate, they may tell you about things that they've been through, not realizing that you're going to care about that thing that they just told you. Like you're going to overly care about it. And for example, like let's say the next week you guys meet with each other, they're completely talking about something else, or they tell, like, because you know air signs can do that thing where they kind of flip. So for example, let's just say I'm a air sign and I'm with a Venus in Cancer and I'm telling them about, oh my god, I don't like this person because they did this and this and this. Then they're going to care about it, right? And I'm going to start talking about it and they're going to express to me like why they've been through a similar situation and whatever, right? Cool. Now the next week, because I'm an air sign or I'm an Aries or Sagittarius because like, you know, they also like dual people, Aries because they initiate new ways of how to feel about something. But if I'm any of those signs and the next week, for example, the whole situation changed and me and that person that I didn't like, we're on good terms now or whatever, and I tell this Venus in Cancer, oh nah, I'm good with that, we don't have to care about that anymore, I'm cool with them, whatever. That Venus in Cancer is gonna somewhat snap on me or like kind of be moody towards me because it's like the thing that somewhat connected us, it's like I somewhat broke that, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like basically I somewhat broke it now, so it's kind of like the Venus in Cancer is just gonna be there like, oh okay, so like what the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do with this care now? Like, I cared about you telling me that this person hurt you. So now we need to continue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Venus and Cancer, I feel like need consistency. So I feel like they wouldn't do very well with, like, air sign Venuses. Maybe Libra, but not really. Unless that Libra has like a Cancer something, or maybe like a Virgo something. Or Taurus something, maybe. Or fire signs, because have fire sign could also just kind of like burn out the Venus in Cancer in terms of like expressing too much and also wanting to like go out a lot. Because I mean, you guys will share the similarities of like being in the like being emotionally expressive people. The only difference is that a Cancer may be internal with their emotions, and then a fire sign will externalize how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And then Venus in Cancer maybe like we don't always have to express how we feel, because some things are meant to be kept behind closed doors. You know, some things are meant to be kept private. Some things aren't just meant to be expressed. So let's not express things that don't have to be, you know? So yeah, Venus and Cancer people, I think they do well with Venus and Taurus, because Venus and Taurus would like stabilize and show like a consistency, and kind of like let the Venus in Cancer person nurture the foundation that they build, because Taurus is all about foundation. So I feel like a Venus in, even though sometimes Tauruses can walk all over Cancer's heart with like bare logic and dryness sometimes, you know, but for the most part, like, you guys do share the common basis of like, because Taurus is exalted in the moon and Cancer is home in the moon, so that's the little like similarity, or not similarity, but like that's the, how do I say this, that's like your, not your middle ground, but like that's where you guys meet each other, is the fact that you guys both love and appreciate and you feel comfortable and having stability. You know what I'm saying? And you as a Cancer, you nurture the stability, and Taurus just provides the stability. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that you guys kind of share in common. But for the most part, Venus and Cancer people, like I said, because they love and appreciate things that make them feel comfortable, if you, like the example, if you start like coming to a Venus and Cancer and you've like somewhat changed your mind about a situation that you both connected to, then it's going to make them feel uncomfortable, and this is where they're going to start getting moody with you, because now they're going to relate that emotional discomfort that you had like now created, and they're going to like be snappy and moody and kind of like be Virgo, like, you know, where they like nag you and like criticize you and be like, oh my god. And it's going to like, for other signs this may be a bit like irritating, because obviously what Cancer Venuses share with Libra Venuses is like being passive and being passive aggressive at that, you know, and kind of not being forward or direct with exactly what you feel. So you like drop little hints or little clues for people to figure out that you are upset or that you are mad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you won't like directly come forth with exactly what you're feeling. Obviously there are some Cancers that will be a lot more aggressive with it, especially if you have like your Venus and Cancer conjuncting Mars, or maybe your moon sign or your sun sign, then it's going to be a lot more direct, I feel. But if it's just like your Venus and Cancer and you have like different zodiacs in your sun and moon and your Mars, then I feel like this energy is going to definitely play out a lot more passively. But you can also do that thing where you build up emotion and then you will snap eventually, but in the moments where you are building it up, you just like kind of stay silent, and then you just silently resent the situation and silently care about the fact that somebody isn't caring as much as you want them to care about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Without realizing that other people are like other signs, and they don't care about, like, other signs are quick to kind of just like forget about a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like other, like Geminis, Aries, Sagittarius, fucking Pisces, maybe Aquariuses, you know, did I say Sagittarius? Because Sagittarius, like, other signs are a lot more quicker to just forget about a situation, you know, and just like let bygones be bygones, or just kind of like, you know, already make their minds busy with other things in life, you know. And you as a Cancer, because obviously you are like so emotionally connected to everything that you feel and all your emotional experiences, that it's kind of a lot more difficult for you to let go of things. So when other people show that they don't necessarily care about things that you still care about, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, and then you're going to want to share that and relate that discomfort to other people, and then make them feel responsible. Because I know Cancers are very good at like making other people feel responsible for like specific emotions and stuff, you know. Like, trust the Cancer, if a Cancer feels uncomfortable, they're gonna like somewhat initiate a mood for somebody to do something to like restore that comfort again. Otherwise, then that Cancer's gonna be moody and just kind of like be weird and offish, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's kind of the con I was talking about, is that you guys are very good at like kind of making people feel responsible for fixing the mood. But sometimes you need to realize, like, you know, sometimes it's all about like also introspecting. Because sometimes one thing I realize like Cancer energy does is like they may not necessarily do anything about them feeling uncomfortable for a while. So it may be a situation where, for example, a Cancer doesn't like the fact that you go out so much, right? So they'll make you feel responsible for nurturing that mood, right? They'll make you kind of feel responsible for like doing something about them being uncomfortable with your actions, rather than maybe just kind of like letting, like, I've never met a Cancer that would be like, okay, you know what, do your thing, I'll do my thing. That type of thing, you know, because it is, with Cancers, it's all about connecting. And because they are motherly, they kind of want to have things that they care about here in their heart. And if you are an Aquarius and you're somewhat rebellious, or you need space, or you're a Sagittarius and you need space, but I feel like the Sagittarius polarship would be a lot better because they do share Jupiter. Cancer and Sagittarius share Jupiter. You know, that would be a lot better. But at the same time, it's also like, because these two signs would want space to just kind of be free and do whatever they want, that's kind of, it may be a little bit ouchy to the Cancer Venus, because it's like, oh my god, like it might feel like you, like the Cancer Venus might feel like they don't care about them. They may feel like those signs don't care about the Venus and Cancer as much as the Venus and Cancer cares about them, you know. And to them, it may feel like, oh my god, why are you being so clingy? Or why are you being so smothering? Or why are you being so possessive? You know what I'm saying? But to a Venus and Cancer, it's not that. It's just that they really give a fuck. Like, they give tons of fucks about you. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And also, I've noticed, like, because I know one Venus and Cancer guy who has Venus conjuncting his Mars. But, like, at first, when I met him at first, he was very... Because, I mean, I know this guy via Instagram. And he's very, like, up and, like, happy and whatever. But when I first met him, he was very, like, closed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was kind of, what's this word where you he was standoffish. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of, like, closed off. Just kind of, like, you know, he's protecting his emotions because he knows how vulnerable he is. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I just came to that conclusion because I, like, obviously read about Venus and Cancer, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why. But I just realized, like, just having Cancer energy generally, like, you always, if you meet people at first, you always have to peep their vibe. You always have to peep, like, if they're open to... Because I feel like this is a thing that you would share with Tauruses, right? Because Taurus women especially, before they let you in, they kind of, like, they're dry and they're distant and they're aloof, just to test to see how consistent you are in wanting to be in their lives or wanting to be their friends. And just as you're about to give up on the Venus and Taurus person, then that's when they're like, no, it's okay, just try again. This time I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's somewhat the same with the Venus and Cancer, where you, like, kind of, you push away just to peep the vibes, just to peep if people are actually, like, there for the right reasons, or people actually like you without, like, false intentions, or without, like, you know, using you or whatever, you know. And then once you get to really, like, peep the vibes and really feel through somebody, it might take a day, it might take a week or whatever. But once you've decided, oh, okay, you know what, you're not harmful, you're actually sweet, then that's when you open your care to them. Because it's like, for you, your emotions are like, because you also care about, you love and appreciate your emotions. You love and appreciate your emotional stability and your emotional comfort, basically, because your comfort levels is basically what you react and respond to. You know what I'm saying? You're acting and responding to loving and appreciating your comfort zones. So how your love language is more so about showing other people how much you care. It's kind of like the Venus and Leo, but Venus and Leo is more so about like, let's go out and like let me show the world how much I care about you. Venus and Cancer is more so like, I want to privately and like, you know, emotionally connect with you without having to like explode in the I love you, I love yous, whatever, you know, like that explosive pop, pop, all of that shit, you know. And Venus and Cancer people, I feel like they're definitely, obviously depends on if they have a Leo sun or Leo moon or a Leo Mars, then they probably would like to go out. But I feel like just having Cancer there, nah, it's not gonna change it. If you have like a Leo sun, moon, rising or Mars, then I feel like you definitely would be somebody who doesn't mind going out, just because it's like, oh wow, now I get to show off what my dressing skills and my style and whatever. But let's just say you have like a Cancer sun sign and your moon sign is in Virgo or Taurus. You know, just if you don't have anything in Leo, even if it's in Aries, for example, because I know Aries don't really fuck with people like that unless they have Sagittarius somewhere, you know. But yeah, let's just say you don't have Leo, you don't have Sag, you don't have, what else is this? Gemini, you don't have Gemini, you don't have Libra in your chart, right? And if you do, it's like one planet, it's like in Saturn or whatever. You're definitely somebody that likes to stay at home. You're like a homebody, you know what I'm saying? And if you do go out, it's like once in every 5 months, and you're going out with your friends, you know, your brethrens, your sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like, by sisters, I mean your friends that you're very, very close to. When you do go out, it's like with your best friends, you know, or your sisters or your cousins. But it's always like your pact is usually a group of people that you have formulated an emotional bond with, like a longevity emotional bond with, that you trust and that you like rely on. Because Venus and Cancer people are the type of people, like, if you guys go out and, you know, God forbid if a Venus and Cancer is with like a Sagittarius or a Gemini or an Aquarius, and those people just want to like venture out and like just see what's going on everywhere, you know, that Venus and Cancer is gonna feel like, we came here together, we need to stick together, you know. These are definitely the type of people, if you go to the bathroom, they're coming with you. If you're a girl, if you're a guy, you know what I'm saying, like away. I mean, I feel like obviously it's different with guys, because I feel like with guys, like, they are able to, if it's like that same situation where it's like, I need to go to the bathroom, they'll like probably wait for you, but they won't want to socialize with people. They'll probably just go on their phone, wait for you, and then, you know, like, but if somebody does approach them, it's still going to be like that dry, cold distance thing. Unless, for example, they went to school with them, then it's like a lot more open, like, oh wow, you know, how have you been? How, you know, maybe not how have you been. I don't think they want to talk about like shit like, I think like with Venus and Cancer, it's always going to depend on where you guys left off, like what happened the last time they saw you. Because if you went to the same school as them and you didn't really have a relationship outside of being in math class together and you just made jokes together, you know, but other than that, you didn't really talk about anything personal, you didn't share any emotional connections, they'll like, if they meet you at a party or wherever, like, it's always going to be a thing of you pick up where you left off. So if the only thing that you guys left off was being in math class, then that's what they're going to build with you with. They're going to be like, oh yeah, if you start asking the Venus and Cancer person about, oh yeah, so how's your life, how's your girlfriend, it's going to be like, whoa, bruh, we weren't there, you know, like, you can't ask me that, you don't know me like that, you only know me from math. But if you come with them with the same situation, like, oh my god, remember when we were in math class together and that was so funny, blah blah blah, then that's when you see you're building and you're kind of reconnecting where you were. where you left off. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with all water signs. You're always going to pick up where you left off. So don't think it's going to be we're starting on a new page, because that's what fire signs do. They would rather start off on a new page. But water signs, you're always going to pick up where you left off with them. So if you guys had beef, or if there was some weird animosity, trust and believe that you're going to pick up exactly where you left off. And that's on that. That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, baby. So that's that, guys. Venus and Cancer people, I feel they're like honestly obviously you will get like toxic, emotionally manipulative, controlling. Okay, I think all Venus and Cancers can somewhat be controlling, because I feel like what makes them feel comfortable is initiating the mood. So that's already in its cardinal energy is very somewhat bossy and like demanding. As passive as Cancers can be, they're basically bosses of emotional vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that can be there. But I feel like for the most part, it's always to just make the entire mood comfortable. So I feel like maybe Cancers, Venus and Cancers, or just Cancer energy should just kind of learn that just because this is something that makes you comfortable doesn't mean it makes me comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And even though Venus and Cancers kind of will know what doesn't make you comfortable, you know, they always try to somewhat compromise that, you know, or kind of maybe meet you halfway. But I also feel like it's gonna kind of sting for them a bit to hear that what they love and appreciate and what makes them feel comfortable is making you feel uncomfortable, or you don't like that. Especially if you tell them that they're clingy, or you know, just shit like that. You know, it's gonna kind of sting, and they're gonna get moody and snappy. But I feel like it's also gonna depend on how you approach them. Because if you're gonna be all like, you know, kind of bossy and like with them, then it's not going to be received very well. It's gonna be received as an attack. But at the same time, sometimes anything you say to a Cancer can be an attack. No matter how nice you say it, no matter how nicely you put it, I would just say come to them as genuine as possible. You know, maybe Venus and Cancers tell us how you feel somebody should approach you with the situation in a way that's not going to make you feel like they're attacking you or like hurting your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if it's like someone who has like a lot of air, if they're like air dominant or perhaps like maybe fire dominant, because air dominant people I think will like be a lot better in terms of like not being so abrasive, especially Tauruses and Virgos and Capricorns, because they'll balance you out because they are your opposites. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like people with like air dominant especially, they're gonna definitely be the people that like don't really understand where you come from, because Aquarius is just gonna tell you, they may either A, walk on eggshells around you, or B, just be super dry, direct with you, and that's gonna sting, because it's like, wow, you just said that and you didn't consider feelings or anything like that. Gemini, just maybe like way too they're just next to you, so there's always like that relatability because you understand where they're coming from. But it's also just gonna be like, whoa, like, you know, you're not considering what you're saying, and you're not considering that anything you say, I'm gonna care about it, you know? Libras, I feel like Libras are able to kind of, because they're also very charming and like soft with their words. And Venus is there too. You know, I feel like maybe that would be the better air sign to handle communication with you, because they rule they initiate communication, so they're gonna know how to like word specific things in a way that you as a Cancer will also receive like, oh, okay, they said that, so they didn't mean it in a way to offend me. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Aries is maybe very direct with what they say and not really care about how harsh it is maybe. A Leo just maybe like stuck in their own ways and not really consider what makes you comfortable. So they may like always overshine what makes you feel comfortable, and then they do things that they think you like, but they didn't really like consider asking you. You know what I'm saying? A Sagittarius may be a lot more relatable in that way, but they're always going to want freedom. They're always going to want to have their own space in that type of sense. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just feel like it's a lot better for you to just be with other water signs, Maybe not Scorpio, because Scorpio is just going to feel like, whoa, why are you trying to control my emotions when you should just handle your own thing, and I'll be here being my own ice cube, handling my own emotions too. You know what I'm saying? So that maybe, but for the most part, there's always going to be like a mutual understanding, because you both are water signs, you know? Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I think for the most part, just like, rather, just tell us how, or just drop a comment on how people should approach a Venus in Cancer in a way that's not offensive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, guys, for the most part, Venus and Cancer people are really, really caring, guys, and they care about, even if they are the dark, as I was saying, even if they are the dark negative ones, like, because you do get like the super, they know people's emotions, so they play on people's emotions. They're very dark, they're very manipulative, you know, they're like very kind of selfish in a way, and they care about being selfish, they care about being manipulative, they care about being fucking twisted. You know what I'm saying? So they build on that, and that's the only way that they know how to love and appreciate things. But yeah, for the most part, Venus in Cancer, your love language is caring about other people's comfort zones, and you like when other people care about your comfort zones. Because for the most part, like I said, you are a homebody. You just like, you know, you prefer like having your own. I feel like Venus in Cancer invented the house party thing. You know, it still grooves, but it's safe. You know what I'm saying? House parties are safe. There's always food. If you feel sick, you can always take a shower. You can always like go outside and smoke, and you can get super wasted, but you know it's like no one's gonna fucking rape you, or no stranger's gonna come in the house and like, you know, take advantage of you. You know, you're in the comfort of your own home, and you inviting in people that you care about, people that you shared experiences with. You know, like no matter what happens, like at least if you at home, like at least you're safe. You don't have to waste money on petrol. If there's no, if you don't want to like go out and buy pizza, you can always make pizza at home. You can always get like, you can always make food at home. Like it's lit at home. If you feel a bit tired, you can always take a nap in your bed that's comfortable with your favorite blankets, with your favorite fucking pillows. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're out of a party, it's kind of like a lot more difficult because there's so many people's vibrations that you don't know this person, so there's always like shade being thrown, and then you always feel people's shade, and then you're like, oh my god. Like, and you as a Venus in Cancer, you feel everything really deeply, especially if you have this conjunct in your moon, or if you're a Cancer sun sign. You know, you just feel people's influences, and it's kind of annoying unless you're obviously there with like a trusted friend or your cousin or your sister or whoever you're there with that you actually give a fuck about like that, you know. But I feel like for the most part, you just rather just be at home, have a house party, you know, or have like a chill vibe with like 10 of your friends. There's hookah, there's weed, there's cigarettes, there's alcohol, you know, there's food, there's whatever you guys like enjoy doing. And you know, like you can have a sleepover and everyone is feeling safe, and you guys are in your pajamas or you in clothes that make you feel comfortable, because you don't have to wear heels that are like fucking uncomfortable as shit. And you know, you're just like dreading even going to that party because you're like, oh my god, why did I not just fucking stay at home? You know, those are the vibes, and I fuck with that. I'm a Virgo sun sign, and I love that about you guys. So I love Venus and Cancer vibe. I just love Cancer energy in that sense, you know what I'm saying? But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. In my next video, I will talk about Venus and Cancer through the 12 houses, and just kind of see how it's going to be directed, how your Venus and Cancer is directed, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, let me just say this before I leave. You know, the cardinal energy of Cancer is really powerful because you guys like bring in the emotion, you know? So all of that can kind of be extreme in how you make people feel comfortable and how you want to feel comfortable. Sometimes you may also feel like some people need to walk on eggshells around you because they won't know how to like bring forth a situation and like, no, Venus and Cancer, I don't want to do that, you know, without making you feel like, oh my god, they're threatening your comfort levels and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say just drop a comment on how you think we should handle situations, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, as I said, if you like this video, thank you so much. Please give it a like and comment and subscribe. As I said, again, in my next video, I will talk about Venus and Cancer through the houses. Don't forget to do everything that I told you to do at the beginning of this video, and I'll see you in my next video.